This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN Network. And joining me right now is Roberto Canovas. He is the CEO of Infinity Gaming Media. It's a private company, and they'll be presenting at our upcoming in-person investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase, happening May 3rd through 5th, 2022 at Bally's Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For more information to register and see Roberto's presentation in person, please go to planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Roberto, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Very good, Robert. Thanks very much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you. So let's start off. This is our first time doing an interview together. So let's start off with that quick overview and history of the company.
Sure, absolutely. So Infinity Gaming Media is a company that tries to tackle a very clear challenge of today. Currently, the big advertisers, the big brands are trying to engage with young audiences. However, these young audiences, they're very elusive. It's hard to connect with them because they're not buying the newspapers. They're not listening to the radio because they have Spotify. They're not watching open TV. So when you're a big advertiser and you're trying to move your marketing bucks from the traditional media to the non-traditional, that's easier said than done. That opens up a big challenge for the big advertisers. And that's exactly where we build the company. So in terms of the story of the company, we have been building over the last 24 months, we have been acquiring a few assets, all of them in Latin America. This is unique to Latin America. There's no competition. So we acquired a number of different assets, put them together with the purpose of building a platform that will enable that connection, will enable that engagement between the big brands and the young audiences in Latin America through gaming. That's a little bit of the story of the company and why it comes to be.
It's interesting. You know, I've done a few interviews with gaming and in the gaming media space, and this one is actually the first time that I'm hearing what would make it a little different and potentially unique is that you're specifically targeting Latin America. That seems to be the mindset. So is that what makes Infinity Gaming Media unique and different compared to some of your peers out there?
Yeah, there's a couple of things, and that's certainly one. So yes, the fact that we're focused in Latin America makes us unique because there's absolutely nothing similar in Latin America. We have 650 million people in Latin America. 260 million out of those 650 are gamers. And within our platform, we have 100 million gamers that are listening, 100 million eyeballs that are watching our content. There's absolutely nobody else doing it in Latin America, as opposed to other places in North America and Europe. There's a number of players already doing that, but it is absolutely a blank canvas. And I guess, yes, that is one of the unique propositions from our company. I guess the second one is if you are looking at gaming and esports and this side of the entertainment industry, usually it's hard to see companies hitting all the right financials. So I guess the second thing that makes us unique is the fact that we have the sort of triple whammy, triple slam. My English doesn't allow me to get the right sort of terminology for that, but we are growing organically 60% or more. That's every single year. We are becoming profitable in 2022. And I guess the third component of this, in terms of inorganic growth, there's just so much happening in terms of crypto, metaverses, blockchain, NFTs, and gaming has historically been related to all of these different technology and innovation systems and opportunities, and that's still the case. So organic growth, profitability, inorganic growth, we are unique in that we hit the three of them in a combo.
Very good. So you mentioned how the company's near-term profitability, it's growing. Tell us, how exactly does the company make money, right? We hear about all this with advertising this. Oh, we got all the gamers on this platform. You know, let's talk. Give it to me. How does the company do it?
Yeah, so 80% of the revenue that we are generating in Latin America, Robert, it's coming straight from advertisers, right? So when we engage with the Procter & Gamble's and the Nestle's and the Unilevers and the Coca-Colas and the Colgates of the world, when we engage with them, they're looking for a solution to connect to younger audiences. Now, what we're able to provide is this 360 solution. That doesn't mean we sell them advertising. That doesn't mean we only sell them the sponsorship for our esports teams to use in their jerseys. That doesn't mean that we sell them airtime from our influencers. That means we understand the brands, their needs, their target segments, and we can build a 360 holistic solution that will deliver those messages to those audiences. As we mentioned, it is very hard to follow these guys, the young generations. They are switching, swiping, tapping 6,000 times a day. So what we try to do is we try to mimic the communication that we have to the way they're consuming it. So whether it is TikTok, Discord, YouTube, traditional media, because there's also a component of that, competitive gaming, tournaments, leagues, events, expos, conventions, all of these different items we put to the service of the brands that are looking to engage with these audiences, and we charge them marketing bucks for that service. I said that's roughly about 80% of what we do. There's another 20%, and that's generated B2C. That's generated directly from consumers. They buy the merchandising for our teams. They're paying tickets for some of the events and conventions and expos that we're generating, amongst a number of other things that we're trying amongst metaverses and NFTs.
Sure thing. And what's your background? I mean, how'd you come into all this?
Yeah, as it happens, nobody studies for what they work. So people say, at least they say in Mexico, that you never really prepare for what you're going to do professionally. And I guess that's a little bit of my case. I sort of divide my professional life, my training, in 3 stages. So I'm an actuary by training. So I like numbers, I like data, and that's sort of my background. So that's stage 1. Stage 2, early on I worked with Procter & Gamble selling diapers and detergent, and with Eli Lilly selling pharmaceuticals. And I guess that's sort of my consumer engagement stage, learning from these big companies that the most important thing is to go out there and understand the individual needs of the consumer to be able to tailor your product and really satisfy those needs. And then there's this 3rd stage, which is about gaming in Latin America. About 15 years back, I got hired by Electronic Arts as the managing director for Latin America, managing the company in Mexico and everything south of Mexico, selling things like FIFA and Battlefield and Star Wars and Need for Speeds and all these different games and all these entertainment platforms. And that's when I joined video games, and it never sort of spit me out. That's what I've been doing over the last 15 years. From different angles, different perspectives, distribution, retail, development, esports. So from a number of different things, but I have to say this is my veteran Latin America video game stage. That's pretty much my profile and how I got here.
Very good. All right. So to close us out here today, from what you can tell us, what are some of the company's growth drivers now for 2022?
Yep. So I guess I will answer that on 2 fronts. We have 2 big growth drivers, right? From the 100 million gamer platform that we already operate on, there's 2 multipliers of value. The first one is whenever we are putting together assets, some of these top first-class assets in Latin America across gaming, whether it is tournament providers, leagues, esports teams, content producers, influencers, when we put them together, the first catalyst is 1 + 1 = 3. When you're talking about gaming, about media, one of these assets on their own, the value is limited. When you start putting them together, it just becomes a quick multiplier, quick way of generating profitability and adding, perhaps more importantly, attractive returns on investment for your partners, for the people that are putting their money with you. That I say that is the first multiplier, our ability to bring together assets and put them to work in conjunction. The second one, I perhaps already mentioned it a couple of times. We're looking at all this. So everybody's talking about metaverses and NFTs and crypto and all. Oh, gaming has the commitment to go and explore this thing. It has always been related. And as we are building this gaming mediaverse, what we call our platform of communication, the opportunities to explore these super high accelerated growth avenues are just out there for the taking. There isn't a week that goes by, Robert, that we don't have the opportunity of having some exciting conversation about somebody having this crazy new idea of how to make additional money and needing a partner that can bring the audiences and the consumers to fulfill those visions.
Very good. Well, Roberto, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Infinity Gaming Media?
Sure. infinitygamingmedia.com. You can find our website there. There's a lot of information. There's our deck. There's a number of things. I'm proud to say that I'm a bit of a veteran in Latin American video games, but I'm joined by people that are twice as veteran as I am. So we have a super badass team, if that's something that I can say here, of people you can get to know them there. Or if simpler, you can go to LinkedIn, Infinity Gaming Media, find us, and there's a lot of information. We'll be very, very happy to interact with your audience.
Very good. Well, Roberto, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Vegas.
Thank you very much, Robert. Looking forward to it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate.